What's up guys, and welcome. So I get a ton of questions about the outdoor gear that I use, and I figured why not put it into an all-encompassing video. But before I get started, I want to remind you that these are my personal favorite gear items and that they may not work for you, but my hopes is that with this video you'll get enough information and like tips and pointers so that when you go to find outdoor gear for yourself, you'll be able to pick the best product for you. So I'm always going to recommend going in person to try on gear if possible, but I know with all the COVID mitigation, it does make things a little bit more difficult. Websites like backcountry.com are a really great place to start. They have affordable prices, usually have coupons and sales kind of rotating through, and REI actually makes their own line called Co-op, and it may not be name brand, but it's very affordable and they have some really awesome gear still. I also have about 473 pieces of gear that I could review. I have tons of camping stuff, but I really wanted to focus on a hodgepodge of hiking, trail running, and mountain biking gear. So let's get started. All right, first up is the Ultra Running Lone Peak 4.5s. So I don't think I will ever wear or buy another trail running shoe. It is extremely comfortable. I was able to take it out of the box and start running on it right away. So there wasn't really a break-in period. There is tons of durability, but there's tons of flexibility as well in this shoe. My favorite feature is the wide toe box. It gives me room for my toes to breathe and move around, especially if I'm doing a lot of downhill. It gives my toes space to kind of like move around. And if you look at the bottom of the shoe, there are two features that I really love. So the Trail Claw and the Max Tract. So it's essentially rivets in the bottom of the shoe that allow for better traction, grip, and durability. So you can run or hike or walk on multiple types of terrain. You can also hike in these as well. It's going to be dependent upon how much ankle support you want. I will be covering my hiking shoe next, but these are fantastic for hiking if you are doing a lot of scrambles or something that requires a mid or a taller hiking boot or shoe. I wouldn't recommend these, but these are great for kind of just everyday hikes and all things trail running. Product number 2. So for obvious reasons, I'm staying within the same family for my hiking shoe. These are the Ultra Lone Peak 4 Mid RSM, and they have the same features as the shoe I just showed earlier with the wide toe box, and then you have the bottom features for grip, durability. I personally like a mid boot for hiking. It gives me the little bit of extra support that I want, especially if I'm on a trail where there is a high probability of rolling my ankle. And again, this is personal preference. I'm very comfortable with the mid. Some people like a higher boot. Some people want to stick with that lower regular trail running shoe cut. And this fabric is a leader in breathability. So again, super flexible, breathable, comfortable. The RSM stands for rain, snow, and mud. It does really well on all different types of terrains and features. Product number 3 and last up for the shoe department. So these are the 510 FREERIDER Contact mountain biking shoe. So they are high friction rubber sole to really help with gripping the pedals. Obviously I use these regularly, so they're a little bit worn down. They can be used for cross-country riding, downhill mountain biking park, single track, kind of whatever terrain that you are riding on. They're very durable, and that's the whole point. They don't have a lot of flexibility like the trail running shoes or the hiking shoes do. They do take a few sessions to get broken in, but they are hands down my favorite mountain biking shoe. And if you know anything about mountain biking, you can either ride flats, so you have a flat shoe on your pedal, or you can ride clip-ins. So you have a little clip-in feature and you are literally clipped into the bike. And I'm here to tell you, I will be a flat pedal rider for the rest of my life. All right, next up, product 4. This is not technically gear per se, but I wanted to still show you guys. I'm a huge fan of these 3 brands of socks. So Stance, Darn Tough, and SMARTWOOL. Again, not technically gear, but these are very important because most people wear socks on a regular basis. When it comes to choosing a sock for hiking, trail running, mountain biking, walking, whatever it want to be, you want to ask yourself these 3 questions. So how much cushion do you need for warmth and comfort? What would you like the sock height to be? And what would you like the fabric and fit to be? So those are going to be the questions you ask yourself. I personally like a crew cut sock. So that's going to be just above the ankle. And again, personal preference, I like light to medium cushion. And that's going to be dependent on you guys. If you are in a colder climate, if you're doing something that's in a really hot climate, like it's very dependent upon where you're going to be spending your time outdoors. And biggest thing to avoid is a cotton sock. Just don't do it. You're going to be looking for blends of merino wool, spandex, nylon, and polyester when it comes to a sock. So a lot of websites for these brands will have like a sock guide. They'll be like, all right, what's the temperature going to be like? What activity you're going to be doing? And it can kind of help you like pick and choose which sock would be a best fit for you. So again, not really gear, but product 5 I wanted to still share with you guys because they are a fantastic brand and a fantastic short. So I think I'm saying this right, the OISELLE Summer ROGA shorts. So OISELLE is the brand. These specifically are the Summer ROGA shorts, and any of the ROGA series are fantastic. So it's taken me 28 years to find a short that actually fits me, but it has been worth the wait. So I actually trail run, road run, and hike in these shorts. I think my favorite part is that they are designed by women for women. So they actually fit women with athletic bodies, and they are extremely comfortable and high quality. My second favorite feature is that the inseam is 3.5 or 4 inches long, so they don't ride up when you're walking or running or hiking, and they actually like fit on your body. I lift in these as well, so I'm squatting, deadlifting, lunging, doing all the things in these shorts. They're very versatile, super comfortable, tons of different colors, and I'm just a huge fan. All right, my friends, product number 6, the Nathan VAPORSWIFTRA 4-liter hydration pack. This is the pack of all packs. So when you're looking for a trail running or road running pack, it's going to be very, very personal based on comfort, fit, style, kind of pockets you want, all the goods. I tried on about 3 different packs before I came across this one, and super happy with my decision. My favorite feature is that it can run 2 pockets up front. So if you look here, there's a water bottle that's actually in this one already, and then another pocket here. I personally like having 2 pockets up front, so I can either run 2 water bottles, a water bottle, my phone, and a water bottle. I can run a water bottle and snacks. I have a lot of versatility up front when it comes to storage and easily accessing things. So instead of having to reach out in the back of my pack, I can just pull from the front or rotate things from the back to the front. So that's my all-time favorite feature, is having that accessibility up front. You're able to run a 1.5 hydration pouch in the back as well, and then the straw obviously comes up to the front and hooks in. That's awesome because you get to carry additional water based on how long you're going to be on the road, on the trail, and it gives you a little bit of extra wiggle room when it comes to staying hydrated. There's a kangaroo pouch in the back as well, which you can store things like snacks. You can't really see inside of the fabric of it. You can store snacks, extra layers. You can store things like a flashlight, a headlamp, just depending upon how long you're going to be on the road or on the trail for, and just the items that you're going to need across the spectrum of just kind of where you're hiking or where you're running. So It is very breathable as well. That's what I really like. You can almost see through this fabric right here. So obviously it's important to wash it, but it does give you a little bit more time on it before you do need to wash it, just because it's very breathable, especially if it's super hot, if you're sweating outside. I love that there's no plastic features on this pack, because I've run with packs before and they've actually had like plastic frames and they've really dug into my side and like caused like an abrasion. So I'm kind of staying away from plastic, any sort of plastic on the frame. So there's none on there, and there's tons of adjustable features, which I think is a really big seller for me. So it's a women's design pack, but there's 2 different features you can use for adjusting within the framework of the pack, and then around the chest and then around the waist. So you can make it custom fit for you, because some people like wearing it a little bit more snug and some people like having a little bit looser. So this pack does everything for me and I can not recommend it enough. Next up, we have the Gregory Maya 16 Day Pack. I'm in love with this pack. Again, this is a pack I'll probably have for the rest of my life. It is the ultimate day pack. It has 8 external pockets, which is an awesome feature, so that you're not having to like dig into like the gut of the pack to get something. You can keep things on the outside. There is a 3D breathable back panel, which allows for air to flow through, and the pack doesn't sit directly on your back. It gives you a little bit of space just to allow air to blow through, and it helps keep you cool. And the waistband has 2 pockets, so I can actually fit my phone. I have the newest iPhone, the 11, the big one, and it fits in here. So it's nice being able to have accessibility to a phone right on your side. And then on the other side, I usually keep my pocket knife and some snacks that I can just easily grab. It is able to fit a 2-liter hydration bladder, and if you are on a day hike, you're definitely going to make sure that is full. And it pretty much fits any universal bladder, so you can do camelback, you can do hydro pack, just depending on what you have access to. My favorite feature is that this pack fits really snug, so it's very form-fitting, and there's tons of adjustability features. So when you're climbing over boulders or you're going over technical features, the pack isn't rolling around like over your head and like falling off. It stays really, really snug with you. And just something to piggyback real fast on the day pack, I'm going to highly recommend going and trying the pack on before buying it. There's a lot of very small features strapped with where the buckles sit that's going to play a role in the comfort of the pack. If you go to REI, they actually have like classes and they have employees there that can help you do a custom fit for all of the different packs that they have. So highly recommend going to try one on before you buy it. All right, next up we have the SAWYER Micro Squeeze Filtration System. We are a huge fan of this particular system because it is versatile, it is lightweight, and it is packable. So drinking enough water on trail is super, super important. And depending on the length of the trip will determine how much water you obviously need. If you're just doing a day trip, you can probably get away with the water you carry on your back. But if you're doing a longer trip, if you want to stay lighter, or if you're going into the night, you want to make sure you have a water filtration system with you. You also want to make sure you have accessibility to a stream or a creek, because without those, you will not have water. We love this because it is super simple as well. So you would fill this bladder with water from whatever water source you can find, and then you would screw on the top. And you can actually drink right from here, or you can squeeze this into your hydration bladder, or you can squeeze this into a water bottle. Next up, we have the ultimate mountain biking helmet. It is the Fox SPEEDFRAME Pro, and this isn't my first helmet, but will absolutely be my last helmet because it is that damn good. It is extremely comfortable because it has a 360-degree fit system, and it has tons of vents all throughout the helmet, which allows for cooling and breathability. There is a MIPS impact protection, which all helmets should have. It helps reduce the force and impact if you were to crash. Obviously, I'm familiar with crashing, and I'm a huge advocate for wearing a helmet that actually fits you really, really well, and that is high quality. They are worth the investment because it could potentially save your life. The newest feature that they have is the FIDLOCK snap buckle system. So it makes for ease of getting, literally just snaps in like that, for getting the helmet, the entry and exit of the helmet more accessible and super easy, especially if you have gloves on, because it can be a huge pain in the ass trying to buckle and unbuckle, but this literally just snaps into place, and it is an awesome kick-ass helmet. Next up, we have my newest and latest gear product. It is the ICO Core Headlamp by PETZL. So I think my favorite feature is that it's extremely lightweight and that it has a very thin lamp body. I also really love the fact that you can run off a rechargeable battery, which is stored right here, or 3 AAA batteries. So it gives you the versatility. If your battery is still charging or if you need to swap them out, you can carry AAA batteries with you. It's a really neat feature. Not a ton of headlamps have that accessibility, so I really, really enjoyed it. There are literally a singe that you just singe it together. I use this at this past, in this past month, I was helping pace my friend. She ran 100K and we ran through the night, and I used it the entire time. It was about 7 hours on the standard setting, which there's 3 brightness settings and standards in the middle. And it was plenty of light, had a really great span of light brightness, and I could barely tell that it was on my head. It was super lightweight. It's also cool because you can wear it as a headlamp. You can wear it around your neck as well, or you can use it as a lantern. So it comes in this little bag, and you put the bag on top of the light, and you just turn the light on, and it turns into a lantern. So super awesome feature. I cannot recommend this product enough, as with most of the things that I'm telling you guys. It is a awesome investment for camping, hiking, trail running, night riding, whatever you need in the darkness. Moving right along, next up we have the GARMIN FENIX 5S. So I will start by saying I keep things really, really simple when it comes to watches. I'm using it to track sleep, heart rate, the time, and to track all of my runs, my rides, and all that fun stuff. I know there's a ton of other features that come with the Garmin and a bunch of data you can use. I don't personally dig into it. I always take the exercise, obviously monitoring and everything, with a grain of salt, just because we can only get so much from a watch, not discounting it at all, but we always want to make sure we're taking things with a grain of salt. So I used it last year on my solo trip, and the battery lasted pretty much 2 full days, which was really awesome. And everything connects from the watch to the Garmin app, and it's where you can view all of your data, and it connects through Bluetooth. And if you really want to get nerdy and kind of science out, you can go through all the different features that it offers. But I've had this watch for about 4 years and I love it. I probably won't switch to another watch. It's been great to me, and you can actually switch out the bands. They're super easy to switch out. There's just a little clasp right here, and I just change the color based on what I feel like wearing. So yep, Garmin FENIX 5S. I get a ton of questions about watches, and there's different sizes too. So I have a small one because I have a very small wrist, but there's different millimeters you can choose for the watch actual face. So it's going to be a personal preference, and the biggest thing will be making sure that the watch that you buy does have the features that you want to get and all the data that you want to get from the training that you're doing. Last but certainly not least, we have the Buff Headwear. So I'm a huge fan of Buff because of the versatility in it. So Buff, I have been wearing my personal Buff around my neck just as a face mask, whether I'm out in public doing things or I'm on the trail. It can also be used as a neck gaiter, a headband, a sunshade, a hair tie, a wrist sweat wiping mechanism. You can do so much with this, and there's a ton of different colors too and styles, just based on what you like the most, and it's meant for pretty much everything outdoors. So whatever sport you're participating in outdoors or anything outside, there's something for everyone. And they have products that range from cool UV protection to an insect repellent shield. So they did a fantastic job with the design and the styles and just having something for every piece of the outdoors. All right, so I think that covers everything. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you click subscribe and like this video. I'm going to link all of the gear products in the show notes so that it's easily accessible for you guys. I'm actually going to add in some of my other favorite gear items too that I just didn't have time to cover. If you're watching this on IGTV or Instagram, make sure you like the post, save it, bookmark it for later, and go to YouTube if you want to get the links for everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that it was helpful for you. So happy trails.